Welcome back to Unstable. This is the 22nd episode, and we beat the Bengals. We come out of the preseason 2-1, beat the Bengals. So that's pretty sweet. Since the last episode last week, we've gotten, I believe, 8 subscribers. We're up to 46. So thank you all for that, all your support. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you keep jamming that like button, subscribe, comment, talk to us. We love to interact with the fans. Our fans, all of them, all 7 of them watching.
Share it to everybody you can think of, especially all the Texans fans. Share this one.
Yeah, for sure. We've got Justin, Kingmaker Sports. You can find him right there. How you doing, Justin?
Doing pretty good, man. Glad to be back for another one. Ready to talk some more Colts football and maybe a little fantasy if we can squeeze it in.
Oh yeah. And we got Alex back, who's been a busy guy, vacation, then sick the week before. He's back, chaotically intolerant. How you doing, man?
Good. I got sick on my trip too, so it's been crazy. And then my car, I was driving back today. My battery died. I haven't gotten a new battery in a while, so yeah, and just not a good day.
Bad luck on the road trip, just bad juju.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't transfer to the Colts at all. Shouldn't,
Yeah, I
just keep you away from the screen during the game.
Yeah.
What was it? Back in March, I went up to Colorado. We spent the night on the way up in Amarillo and woke up to a dead battery. Had to go to Walmart. Spent 3 hours there in Amarillo getting the battery replaced. It sucks.
Damn.
It really sucks. But in this episode,
spare one in the car with you.
Yeah, no kidding. So I'm gonna start doing that. In this episode, we're gonna go over the Bengals preseason game. Some, they're obviously making roster cuts, so we're gonna talk about some surprise releases. And if we got some time, we'll get in fantasy football. We've got a couple weeks till the season. Some people aren't doing their drafts for another week, so we got time. But if you got any questions fantasy related, we'd love to answer them. Justin's kind of our guru guy that I play a lot. I've never come in last, so
Hey, that's a plus. That's a plus. I've been playing long enough. I have come in last one time ever. So, but
I've been playing
not that much.
Playing 16 years, man.
I've been last in my big one the past 2 years after a pretty big dynasty. I think I went to like 5 of 6 titles or something, and then the past 2 seasons I've been dead last. It's not been good.
It's the league spirit just giving you a little bit of humility. That's all. That way when you win the next one, it'll feel that much better.
I'm the Patriots, basically. I was the Patriots, and now I'm the current Patriots.
Yeah, you went literally from here to straight down. No curve, just straight down.
You know what's funny? The draft 2 years ago when I started finishing in last, at the draft, everyone was like, because I didn't really prepare, because I was just like, okay, I'm just going to come in here and destroy you guys, and everyone else comes with fucking binders filled with shit. I was like, oh no. But, I was fine, and they were like, oh, you didn't prepare? I'm like, yeah, I got an NFL mind.
That hubris got you.
And now
I'm born ready, baby.
That is all they say. That is all they say to me. So the NFL mind over here? I'm like, okay, I get it.
That's funny.
You're going to show up with the binder, aren't you?
I'm going to show up with a fucking NFL mind this year. Don't worry.
It's all blank pages, but he's going to have a binder.
It'll be there. So the first thing, I'm in a trash talking group on Facebook, and first thing that they said about Anthony, of course, there was immediate reactions from that first drive against the Bengals, and then we all know what happened at the rest of the time he was on the field. Yeah. And there's going to be shit talking. You already know it is what it is. But the one thing I want to harp on before we actually really start talking about the game is, I think a Bengals player said it in training camp, and people regurgitated in these trash talking groups talking about Anthony Richardson. He doesn't throw to his receivers. He only throws to spots. If that's what you actually believe, shut up. You don't know football.
Yeah.
You don't know the game. If you're throwing to your receivers, you're throwing behind your receivers. The entire quarterback position when you're throwing the ball is you're throwing to spots. And I'm like, you're throwing it to where your receiver is supposed to be.
Yeah, where he's going to be.
Where he's going to be.
Every person who ever threw the ball at a high level will tell you that's how you do it.
So, I'll say this to the Bengals player that said it. He said he throws to spots. He doesn't throw to his receivers.
I heard them saying all he does is run. That's what I heard.
All he does is run.
Yeah,
and there was another guy. So if that's your take of Anthony Richardson or any quarterback only throws to spots, shut the fuck up. You don't know football, because that's what a quarterback does. If he's throwing to the receiver, it's going to be behind the receiver. The entire position, that's what it is. And I'm saying it to the Bengals player that chirped it at him. You might know how to play corner, but you don't know shit about quarterback. If you think he's not throwing to spots, then you're a dumbass. Like, he'll probably beat my ass if we come face to face.
We'll let Anthony Richardson play quarterback, okay?
Like, I'll run my mouth behind the camera, but if we come face to face, he'll probably beat my ass. But he's still wrong. That's the position. I wonder
who said it. We had a Bengals player on our show about a year ago. I'm curious who said that.
I don't know. I have to look up.
Wonder if my guy betrayed me.
I saw it all over the place, and it was like, who the fuck is actually saying he's throwing to spots? That's the entire position. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, he obviously never played quarterback before.
Like, that's the whole position.
Or offense, for that matter.
This is my reaction to the game, because I watched like Richardson's drives and then I turned it off, because it's really difficult to tell your girlfriend who puts up with football for the 18 weeks of regular season and like 6 weeks of playoffs. Hey, honey, I need to go away from family vacation to watch a preseason game. It's really difficult to sell that. So to be able to watch 3 drives is pretty good.
Hey, sweetie, I've got to go get a gallon of milk.
I'll say this with the good drive, the bad drive, and then the boring drive. It's preseason. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all it is. I'll say that. If you ask me, hey, what do you think about his touchdown drive? It's preseason. The other guys aren't playing. I mean, they're playing, but they're not. You know, this isn't game speed here.
There's going to be overreactions. Like, there are people saying start Bean over Anthony Richardson. Like,
oh, give me Bean, yeah,
dude.
Give me Bean.
I mean, he'll be the third quarterback. Like, they're not. That's not going to happen.
No, he'll probably be the fourth.
That's one of the releases.
Oh, Bean is?
No. Ellinger.
Ooh, I just missed this.
Ellinger was released.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. Ellinger was released. Yeah.
I saw Caden Slovis got released. I didn't see Ellinger got released.
Ellinger.
When did that happen? That's not on the website or
I saw
I've been seeing.
What is it? Fan recap. Sam Ellinger, Tyree Cleveland, LaCron Treadwell, Jannard Avery, and of course we all know Harrison Jr. and Kenny Slovis were all part of the cuts. So apparently they kept Bean over Ellinger.
I'm not seeing that.
That's what I saw in my article.
Man, you got the top secret news updates going on.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I could be wrong, but
the closest thing I'm seeing to that at this moment is they're talking about the roster. Like the NFL said, you're not allowed to elevate a quarterback from the practice squad unlimited amount of times. So they say that could impact Ellinger, but that's really hard to believe, because he's played pretty well, right?
I mean, it could be wrong. It was one source. It was a source that I saw, and Ellinger was listed as.
So that means they're going to keep. That means they're going to keep as their QB3 Bean then. If they cut Slovis, and if you're saying they cut Ellinger.
I mean, I'm not. This is one article that I saw. It could be wrong, but it's just. But yeah, Bean was one of the top preseason quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, granted, he played against third and fourth, but I mean,
he's a preseason MVP candidate.
Yeah,
that's a shock. I mean,
I'm not seeing a whole lot else on it, but
I mean, I'm not going to stress about a third.
Hopefully, we never get to that point where we're going to have to reach into the QB3 bag. You know, hopefully, we won't get to the QB2 bag, but I don't know. Having Joe Flacco, I think we're pretty good at quarterback for the time being, at least.
Jumping Joe.
Yeah, but there's some good ones out there we could trade for that I think would fit that offense.
But of course, you're going to have these big reactions, overreactions on a preseason game. And it's like, look, again, it's a vanilla playbook. They're not busting out the big guns. Yeah. It's just to work on timing. It's just to work on rhythm, just to see where they're at. That first drive, you could tell it was just quick drops, quick throws, just to establish. Like
get your starters, it was those just live reps.
Yeah. And if you'll notice, Jonathan Taylor had 4 runs. Like, they were not trying to get their running back beat up. They weren't doing any read option. They weren't doing any of that stuff.
I wonder if they told him to wear the Guardian cap, or if he's doing that on his own. Because I noticed he was wearing it again.
Yeah.
I think he's talked about it. He wants to do it.
Well, it's over now, so they're not allowed to wear it in season. Well, preseason's over, yeah.
No, I thought they were allowed to wear it in season.
No,
I thought they did change
it's only
it
preseason.
No, could be wrong.
Unless they changed it in the last day.
Maybe.
But I noticed
yeah.
I mean, and he looked good. He was looking strong. You found Guardian? What's it say?
Yeah, the NFL back in April announced that it would allow players to wear Guardian caps during all regular season games.
Boo.
I mean, like it.
So if they're going to wear it, right? Hear me out. So if they're going to wear it to protect themselves even more and more, right? Then other than the fact that people buy the tickets to go see the players, where's the risk? Where's the physical risk at? Because they pay you because it's high risk, right? One hit and your whole career could be done. That's why they have that built into the contract. This is why you're paying me. 1, because I'm a star. 2, because I could get hurt and my career's over, right? There's got to be risk reward there, the way I see it. Now I'm just a fan. I'm not in the locker room.
If it's not giving them a competitive advantage in the game, I mean, you can talk about rest and recovery and what that does. I mean, that's going to help with these guys' rest and recovery. But you got to remember there's a life after football, and the smarter and smarter human beings get, they're going to say, hey, maybe it's not worth doing this for 8 years, and then literally not being able to walk when I'm 50.
Well, no one's forcing them to play the game either. No one's forcing them. They choose to take that money, and part of that money is to take that risk.
But the NFL, I think they're starting to get a little worried about the future generations of how many people are really going to want to play football. And are we going to see a steep decline in the quality of game play? And, in the next 20, 30 years, as, you're losing people to less contact sports that are not as dangerous. This is to combat the, hey, we don't want to go to flag football type of thing. Like, I don't think it's a big deal. They're protecting themselves. The risk, you're still risking, you got ACLs, you're risking your joints, you're risking arthritis, like all this other stuff. The brain is like that one thing. Like, you don't want these guys. I mean, look at Antonio Brown. That guy could have used a fucking Guardian.
Yeah, that dude's a nutcase. He's a walking clown show.
It has been great
he's
for
claiming CTE, but
what'd you say?
It has been amusing though. It's been an entertaining ride.
Oh yeah. Everything that guy does is amusing.
I mean, it's bad, but it's
instead of the Guardian cap, why not just continue helmet technology? Because they've come a long way.
Well, that's what they should be doing. They should. I think this is going to help them push that even more. I don't know how long the Guardian cap will really last, just because they're probably going to discover other ways to build helmets. I mean, you look at, I don't know how
you can only put so much cushion up there until your helmet's this damn big. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I remember Wes Welker. I think that all the problems that Wes Welker had, because I forget how many concussions he had, but his brain was almost jello, right? So I think Wes Welker's beefed up helmet, you remember that one they built him custom and everything? I think that one started like the whole higher advancement with the helmets and everything coming to what we see now, where they have the extra cushions. I just think that at what point do you say this is where we go with the technology we have? This is as safe as it can possibly be without hindering like your neck movement and things like that. Because at a certain point, like you turn into a bobblehead, because look at what they look like with the Guardian cap on. I wonder how much they weigh too. How many ounces that is, right? Like, does it affect
I'm curious about that too.
Turning your head. Like, is there a reason why the quarterbacks aren't wearing it? I think that's why, that we could be talking about maybe like a a half pound, 1 pound addition, which your neck at a certain point, your muscles are trained for the weight of the helmet, right? Not the extra on it. Now, they've had all training camp, right? I don't want to say that, but I just think do we just take the Guardian cap and make it an inside liner and make the helmets bigger, or what do you do? Like, where do you draw the line? Where do you go next with the Guardian cap or helmet technology, right? Like that's my only thing.
They just have to look
I've
at
always
the weight.
been
I
you
think
get paid to play a dangerous game. So if you make it not dangerous, should we take some of that money back since there's no risk that you're taking?
I mean, I think the NFL, that like money just doesn't exist anymore in the NFL. They're just like,
There's not so much of it.
What did they give CD Lamb today? $134 million for 4 years or something like that. Like money just isn't
like
real.
38 million guaranteed.
Million. It's 100 million guaranteed.
Over. Oh,
it was 100 million guaranteed.
And it was like 130 something total. Like
and like a $38 million bonus too.
Yeah.
Just an unimaginable amount of money.
Yeah.
I think I think it is the NFL's job to take as much of because they have a legal obligation. Like this is kind of where all these lawsuits started with concussion. You have a legal obligation to say, we understand there is dangers in this game, and maybe these guys didn't know. I don't know how you don't know that it's dangerous to get hit in the head as many times.
I mean, they know it now. So that's good.
They know it now, but even in the past,
Just look at Austin Coley's career. I mean, goddamn. Like 3 times in a row, he came back in an immediate concussion.
I think,
like, dude.
Even in a dangerous game, I think it is up to. I think one as a player, even if you are playing a dangerous game, you still have the right to make yourself as safe as possible within the rules, which they have allowed this in the rules. Now, this is more of an NFL issue, I think, than anything. Yeah, I don't blame a single player for wearing a Guardian cap if they want to wear a Guardian cap. The NFL's got to figure out, and this is where it just completely goes out of my pay grade. I have no clue on science or whatever. But where's the limit? And you're right, there is going to be a limit when it comes to weight. I've always thought about that. It's like you look at the Guardian cap; it is goofy. It's a goofy looking thing,
but goofy for a purpose, and I get that because we all work for companies where if we're in an unsafe position, we would also be like, hold on, timeout. We need to make this situation safer.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be hurt or things like or killed or anything like that. But in same situation, I mean, guys can die. You get hit hard enough, you could die, right? And I get that. I don't want to see I don't want to see anybody get hurt, right? But I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at it from the money part of it. And like you said, the NFL doesn't care about money. It's just a thing, right? The salary cap keeps going up. They don't give a crap about contracts.
That's all they care about, but they don't care. They'll give it out to whoever. It's at this point. I mean, they are just a business. They're just like, how much money are you producing for us at this point? I don't really think they care about it's a dangerous game, so you get paid like it. Like the NBA, look at what the NBA does. I mean, look at how much money those guys make. They're
soft as baby shit,
or even more, right? Like they're.
Yeah.
I don't even know what if you extrapolated some of the contracts out to like what Patrick Mahomes was.
And have no physical contact in the NBA.
Oh, especially now.
Right. He's the biggest baby of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we probably just lost a bunch of subscribers and viewers from my comment, but yeah, LeBron's the biggest baby of them all.
He flops a lot. He flops a lot.
He's flopper king.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'll say they do it a lot in soccer too. It's like, man, he didn't even touch you and you're writhing on the ground. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, but then again, LeBron has been the icon of his generation, so you got to give him that. But
it is crazy.
I mean, he's a great ball player.
He's been on 2 like massive trios for the Olympics. He was with Kobe and D Wade, like what 2008? Am I right? Was that like the big year when we won gold? And then this year there was the big 3 of him, Steph, and KD.
I think this was the closest you get to the dream team that we've had, like out of all of our past teams. This year was. I'm glad to see the troops rallied for America again. But I think it was LeBron's last ride. He knows it's his last Olympics, so he made some phone calls and said, "Fellas, I don't care what you're doing. We're doing this. This is my last ride. You're with me." So I think
they did it without Jason Tatum, like basically without Jason Tatum. He's sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
Like, just think about he's such a great player, and they still did it with those guys. Like that's
Just
that's
wait
how
till
great
the
that
NFL
team
has its moment to be in the flag football. I mean, heck, who's to say we
Oh,
don't
the
have
NFL guys
Anthony
aren't
Richardson? Oh God. You think if Patrick Mahomes said, hey, which he already said this, he said, if they ask me, I'd do it. I want to do that. Yeah, you think they're going to take this flag football guy over Patrick Mahomes, multi-time Super Bowl champion MVP? No, they're going to be like, all right, you, whoever you are, bye. That's Patrick's chair. Get up and go. Right? I mean,
I coach.
even if it was our boy AR, man. Even if AR said, yeah, I'll do it, they're like, okay, you guy, you're gone. AR, sit down. Right? It's not the same. If they were that good of a quarterback, they'd be in the NFL.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, right?
I coach flag football, so it's like it's definitely a different game, but
right with the flags.
It's not different enough. It's just not different enough. Give it like you really
especially
think
at the
Lamar
quarterback position
is going to be caught.
Yeah, it's not like this guy's a receiver out there and he's like, oh well, you got to do hip movement and all this. No, he's a quarterback. It's the same game, and these guys are probably going to be even better because now they're going to be no shoulder pads, no helmet. These guys are going to be all like they do on the practice field, where they're just throwing dimes in practice. That's all they're going to do in a game because now they have nothing, nobody rushing them in their face, nothing like that. Dude, oh my God, Anthony Richardson would dominate in that.
Trace McSorley would probably dominate in that.
Trace McSorley.
Oh boy,
going on a dime, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So,
hey, just throw the Colts out there for the flag football,
the Bengals.
And we'll be good to go. We'll win gold.
Win gold. Back to the Bengals.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Get on Guardian. How do we go from Guardian Cap?
I don't know what tangent flag football.
Hey, we just got that flow here on this table, man. We just let it roll, man.
Flag football.
Olympic basketball. All right. So the Bengals, that first drive. So I did my whole Anthony Richardson thing. That's how you play quarterback. Okay. The Bengals, the first drive was great. I mean, I think they might have been playing against some Bengals backups, but they looked like they should have. You know, they were 7 of 8. He was almost perfect on the drive.
Let's be fair, still NFL players.
Yeah, he was almost perfect on the drive. There was pass that was maybe a little too far to reach. It still hit his hand, but it could have been a little bit better of a throw. But other than that, you know, he was 7 of 8, like 65 yards and a touchdown to Adonai Mitchell. Mm-hmm. So it was a great drive. After that, the wheels kind of came off of the offense, but the defense let up no points.
Oh, defense pitches. They pitched a shutout. They were so good.
Yeah.
But you know, you mentioned a second ago about the wheels fell off of the offense. That wasn't all because of all the players. I mean, there was a couple misreads on the route that I think you had brought up while watching the game. And so we can't really put all the blame on AR. Not that we're going to be homers here and say, let's coddle AR. But you were right. There was a couple bad routes run.
I want to say that I think on the Granson intercept, I'm not going to make an excuse for Anthony Richardson because I think Granson was going to the right place. I think because he was covered in, obviously it was a pick six. He was breaking out. But I think when he did that like he kind of stutter step juked or whatever it was, and Anthony Richardson thought he was going to turn around and sit down. And that's what it looked like Granson was doing, and then he ran outside. So, but he put it where he did his initial move. So I think that was an issue
out as we go through the season.
That seemed like an issue where he was
understanding more of each other.
And to reiterate what I was saying, I think that was an issue of he was throwing to his receiver.
Yeah.
And he made that juke and he thought he was turning around and he was throwing to his receiver and he throws a pick six. So that was just a communication thing. He doesn't it was a tendency thing. He didn't really know what Granson was doing. Granson saw the field right. Like he was going to the right place. But I think it was just that body movement where Anthony Richardson expected him to sit. So
I don't see him making that same mistake twice because immediately following that, you see both of them talking.
Yeah.
Like neither one of them
he was like,
no. And everything. They were all talking. Yeah, they were all talking.
He was
about,
like, I thought you were going out. And I'm like, oh, he was coming in, so I went out. Like you could see that they were discussing it.
Well, and that's something that is only established for teammates that have been playing forever and ever and ever, right? So
Mhm.
they'll get that relationship. They'll get there, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about that. I don't think that'll happen again.
Really, the only bad throw that I saw was the one to Adonai Mitchell. He had his guy
Oh.
beat. It looked like it was going to be
Mhm.
6. And it wasn't the one where he kind of stopped on the route. It was the one where he had his guy beat, and Anthony Richardson just put it
He
probably
just
about a
floated it
yard
too
too high.
high. Yeah.
Put a little
I
too
saw
much
that
touch
and I was
on
like,
him.
oh man.
Oh, that was probably 6.
Yeah, that would have been good. And I'm a
Yeah.
huge AD guy. I have drafted him in every dynasty league. I just believe he's going to be our second alpha. I've talked about that on this show. Dude, I cannot wait to see all that come to fruition. I'm so excited. I'll just sit there. I'm gonna be watching every game, just like, oh man, who's he gonna throw it to next? I'm so excited.
I think there was a pass to Pittman that might have been a little low, but Pittman usually catches those. There was, I think, one was it to Ogletree where it was also catchable. It was just a drop. Like that whole what was he 1 for 6 or 2 for whatever it was to finish the game after the first drive. Like there was 3 or 4 passes that probably should have been caught. So that stat line's a little deceiving. I mean, yeah, the offense just didn't look like they were on the same page after that first drive. But I'd rather it now than opening day against Houston.
Yeah, that pick 6 means nothing right now. So so Colts fans, look at me. It's okay. It's gonna be okay.
I've never seen. I mean, I guess I have, but I've really this is a preseason interception. Like, what the fuck? I feel like I want to strangle these people, and Colts fans and non-Colts fans who are like talking about this all the time. Like, this is a preseason interception. I don't give a shit what happened. Like, he probably just doesn't make that throw, or it's inconsequential. It's a mental, like, going into that game. I guarantee you his mentality is, okay, we're gonna work on some things, but I'm not like going for the killer move here. I'm not going out here
Yeah,
to
some of this
slice
stuff
up
they're
the
probably
Bengals.
just testing out, just experimenting. You know,
Like,
so
you realize they did no read options. They did no little trickery. It was just a very
If
basic.
this is
very vanilla. Yeah.
if this is how people react to a pick 6 in a preseason game, their football seasons must be miserable to like just listen to them talk about it. Like, imagine going through like 17 weeks like picking apart these plays, like, and spending this amount of time talking
Yeah.
about it. It's like, okay, he threw a fucking pick, like, whatever, dude. It's
And
a preseason game.
It happened.
the
Wait.
one
Quarterbacks aren't supposed to throw interceptions. What are you talking about?
they're not supposed to. It
Salvador
happens.
Perez played in a wiffle ball game in like some random backyard the other day. And what if like you got footage of him striking out against the kid? Are we gonna say like, oh, the Royals are they're gonna crash and burn? They aren't making the fucking playoffs now. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it. AR's not a rookie, but we got to give him some rookie passes, right? Peyton
Well,
Manning threw
he
28
still
his
is.
rookie season. So let's calm down a little bit,
Look,
people.
and people are quick to forget he's started and played like 23 football games to this point, from high school
Do
to
we
now.
forget this guy's
Exactly,
supposed to be a
ever.
project?
Like,
Do we
Yeah, we
forget
knew
that
he was raw coming
literally
out.
drafted as a project?
they
I
didn't
think people
look.
have forgot that though.
They didn't bring him in
We have.
because they didn't bring him in because we know he's ready to be Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning right now. It's that freak athleticism, the like the ungodly talent that he brings to the table.
Game-changing ability, yeah.
That's what they brought him in for, and they're hoping to mold that into the quarterback of the future. He's 22.
If he was ready to stand alone by himself, we wouldn't have Joe Flacco backing him up. Joe Flacco's going to take all of that knowledge and experience, and he's going to give AR everything he's got. So that's why people just calm down. Give him some time. This is going to be a phenomenal team. Okay. Let the boy grow up. All right. He was raw coming out. He will be fine.
Like, I hope I've been pretty consistent, like, at least on my show and even on here when I talk about Richardson. Like, I wasn't exactly happy when we drafted him. I was like, fuck, man, at least we're going in on someone. I was like, at least we're committing here. We're not trying to get an old quarterback that was my sentiment. I was like, at least we're committing. We'll see what happens. If he sucks, he fucking sucks. It's fine.
Yeah, not another Matt
honestly,
Ryan, please.
I really wanted Will Levis. That was like I was like, I think Will Levis will be better. Got a quick release. But you know, I'm perfectly fine with him sucking this year. Like, we have a good team. Like, this is we went 9-8 with Gardner Minshew. That's why I'm excited. I'm excited because of the possibility that he actually shows out, and two, that we just have a good fucking team. Like, we have a good defense, we have a good running game. We have Jonathan fucking Taylor.
Think about the worst record, 9-8. Like, are we complaining about that?
No, and I think Colts fans were. They were back when we lost that game. Of course, I was pissed off when we lost that game to Houston.
I was pissed off with Goodson.
I remember.
I can tell you that.
I remember waking up the next day and I was like, like, we went 9-8 this year. Like, we were in it until the very end. Like, that was a pretty good year.
Without Anthony Richardson and without Jonathan Taylor.
For like the first six or eight. I can't remember how long.
Like, give yourself some credit, Colts fans. Like, we did pretty damn good with what we had. Okay.
Like,
I'll go. I'm worried about them. I still get worried about Colts fans. One, who say Richardson, it's never going to happen, because they're all on the absolutes. It seems like everyone's on the absolutes of, like, either it's never going to happen. They're like, we should just cut him and draft someone else. Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Yeah.
This is not Andrew Luck. You're not going to get the guy immediately. And then there's the other ones that are saying, oh, well, we're going to, like, win the AFC title game. And they're being dead serious. They're not fucking around. They're not just what I do. I just say things that sound stupid. That calm down. What we're probably going to see is a 9-8 year again. Like, you're going to have some rookie mistakes. You might go 10-6. You might win a few more games, or 10-7. But you're not going to see like a 13-4 season this year. That's just
it's not
a crazy expectation.
It's not either your first or your last. Like, there is a middle, right? There's a spot in the middle we can land and still have a win.
Don't be Ricky
right?
Bobby.
Like,
there were some of these,
Ricky Bobby.
There were some of these seasons where if we had just like an average quarterback play, we win. Like, we have a great team. Like, Matt Ryan was awful. If we just had average quarterback play, we're probably fighting for the division. Minshew, I'm not even going to say
21. Carson Wentz was average that year,
but they just tanked against Jacksonville. But if Anthony Richardson can complete just 50 to 60% of his passes and take care of the football for the most part, this team will be extremely competitive. That's just if he completes 50 to 60%. That's all we're asking.
Yeah, he doesn't have to carry the whole team on his back.
There was a fumble.
Run game. It's the run game that's gonna power this team. It's Jonathan Taylor, the offensive line, and our defense that is gonna power. It's gonna be ran through Jonathan Taylor.
And if they make the grave mistake of trying to stack the box, you got two alphas on the outside, and eventually we're gonna have Josh Downs come back. Let's not forget that. Okay,
he might be week one. He might be week one.
Oh shit!
He might be back week one. They're not giving a definitive timeline, but Steichen said, I'm hopeful he's ready for week one. Like, they haven't ruled it out. So maybe.
Even if he's not, man, I'm still okay, because then you can slide AD in, put Pierce on the outside, and that's still dangerous in my eyes. Yeah. Right? I mean, I'm just a fan, but that's still
Pierce
dangerous.
Isn't a scrub. He's not a scrub.
Right.
Like, that's we gotta remember that too. Like, he's not a scrub.
Yeah, he's not one of the guys fighting for a roster spot. Like, he was drafted, not like first round, but he was drafted pretty high. Yeah. So the guy knows what he's doing. We're okay at wide receiver. We're good.
And he hasn't really had a quarterback that could put some air under the ball. Like, Minshew had a few good throws. He also had some really bad ducks. Like, he hasn't had Richardson, who's got a fucking cannon, throwing him the ball downfield. Like, he hasn't had that. So I don't think his skill set is he's the deep guy. Like, he can get downfield and fast. He just hasn't had a quarterback to hit him.
Can go up and get the contested catch. Yeah.
He just hasn't had a quarterback that's really supported his skill set. So,
week one's going to be so exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see everything culminate together. That's going to be magic.
I just love the helmet. I just love seeing the helmets on the screen. There's just something about that, because I watch baseball and it's like, they're wearing hats, whatever. But like, you see those helmets, you see like that, you just see that, it gets so just amped up.
You get that chill, and you get that Bruce Buffer in you. You're like, it's time.
Watching college football made me like, the Florida State game, which Florida State, hilarious that they lost.
Oh my! You're not helping your case for the playoff last year, people.
Yeah, I mean, that is the problem when you have DJ Ungalele or whatever the hell his name is. That is a problem. But just seeing the helmets on a green field, seeing like those football helmets and the jerseys, because football is very unique jerseys. Oh, just
There's
made
something
my week.
satisfying about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Richardson fumble. There was a fumble. And it was recovered by the Colts, but that's always been something that really worries me when I do watch him. He doesn't protect the football. He really likes to hold it out. He likes to, go around with it. They gotta have him tuck
Be
that
flamboyant with it, yeah.
and just know how to like switch, turn it to the other side when you're on the sideline, like those very basic things. Because he does get me nervous when he scrambles out to the pocket. There's somebody right behind him, and he's holding the football down here. Like at least
I'm curious to see if they work on that in practice. If there's any reports coming out, if they're working on, if he's maybe going to run with the running backs and work with some dummies or go through the cage. I wonder if they're going to do something like that. Hopefully they do. Hopefully that's a normal thing.
Game one last year, I saw it. He would not go down, and he would have the ball like just kind of. He'd be like up here. I'm like, dude, just fucking go down. You're on the 40-yard line. Just you're not reaching for a first down here. Just tuck it
dude,
and
slide,
go
man.
What I liked, I mean, obviously you don't like the fumble. I mean, he was running away. He was careless with the ball. It just kind of got knocked out of his hand. But like, he didn't give up on the play. Like when it got knocked down, he was on the ground and he didn't Cam Newton. He put his head down. He didn't pound his fist. He saw that the ball was bouncing. He saw it was in the defender's hands and he pushed it out. Like he didn't turn a bad situation into a disaster. Like fumbling there would have been a disaster. He had the wherewithal to push it away, fight another down, at least punt it. Punting is better than that. Like he kept the play going and then pushed it away. Like that was just a heads up thing. Yeah, you fucked up, but you didn't make it worse. So
I remember watching that fumble and praying that we recovered it because I knew social media would be all over it.
Yeah,
I would see 100 screenshots of the fumble, just like within like 15 minutes. I was like, thank God they recovered that. No one's gonna post it.
And I saw
having the wherewithal to push that ball out. That's having Alex's NFL mind. Yeah. He was definitely challenging inner Alex.
And the other thing we've been wanting to see, we saw it in the first game. He played one series or something in the first game where he scrambled out, nothing there, ran out of bounds, didn't take the hit. It was like a yard or two gain. In this one, he's running and he's about to get tackled, and there's a guy coming at him, and he just dives down, shoulder first, not shoulder first, but he dived down, got down, didn't take the hit. It's like that's what we want to see. It was a gain of like 4 or 5 yards, something like that.
I do remember that. I do remember
that. He got down, didn't take the hit.
Thinking, thank God.
Like, thank you for not going shoulder first.
He's raw. That's going back to where he's raw, and he's gonna have to learn that stuff about the league, And I think that's where a guy like Joe Flacco or his quarterback coach is gonna be like, hey, this is how you take that hit. If you want to get that extra yard, get that slide. Do the things that an experienced quarterback can do. So he'll get there. He'll get there, and it is good to see that at an early stage of his career because he's only going to get smarter from here.
For sure. I guess. I mean, I know we touched on some really. I don't know. Do you have anything else to talk about the Bengals game other than hey, they beat the shit out of them, so that's good.
That defense our defense looked really good.
They did look good.
I don't care if it was the second stringers. I mean, second stringers can become first stringers at any point. So I mean, the way I see it is like, these are still NFL players. They're in the league. You got to give them the respect, right? Oh my God, I was cheering. Yeah, that was great.
I don't care. You got a sack,
rookie.
Hell yeah. It was nice seeing the starters out there. It was good seeing that opening drive. There's a lot of positives. There's obviously shit they need to work on, but they needed that opening drive. Like they looked sluggish in that first preseason game. He's coming back from injury. They needed it.
Helped the confidence a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that was definitely a drive they needed. They looked sharp. Right. The timing was great. His throws were fast. They were quick. Like it was everything.
And that's good for a quarterback is that confidence. It's kind of like a pitcher in baseball or softball. I mean, you lose that confidence, you might as well pull them out of the game at that point. And the quarterback being the leader, the icon of the team, your wide receivers and everybody, the rest of the team is going off of you. If they see you discouraged and you've lost confidence, it's over. So it's good that he has that confidence now and that swagger that now he's going to carry that forward. So, like you said, it's good we got that. That's going to hopefully they'll carry into week 1. They can carry all this momentum in practice, all this confidence, and just keep on rolling, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be. I can't wait for that Houston Texans game. That'll be a fun game.
You know they got to be hyped because they like if you're the Colts, you know it's only between Indianapolis and Houston for the AFC South. It's it. So you know it's push it all in for game 1 for week 1, and then come back mid-season and take care of game 2. Yep. You know they're going to be hyped for this one, and I can't wait to watch it.
Oh, it'll be great. So we got Bengals game out of the way. We talked about briefly some roster cuts. I'm not seeing much else on Sam Ehlinger. It might just be a bust of an article.
But check your sources, bro. Come on. Was it
I might have to, man. Here? I'm not trying to be fake news. Hey, if I was wrong, I was wrong. But that's one article on the internet. Bye. Remove myself from the stage. He might be. I mean, they're not going to carry 4 quarterbacks. So, I mean, they already released what's his face. So
Caden Slovis.
Yeah, Slovis. Thank you.
Yeah, which I liked him in college. I thought Caden Slovis was a damn good college quarterback. But as we see year in and year out, college does not transfer to the league.
Ehlinger might be the guy out. Maybe Bean. I think honestly, Bean had the better preseason, but who knows?
I think they're going to want to go with the guy who's been there for a little bit. I feel like they have a little bit invested. They see it as like investment in Ehlinger. So I think he'll probably.
And Ehlinger wasn't just a guy in college. Year. He was one of the top 10 quarterbacks in college.
Yeah.
And he has that mobility that you already have your offense around having that mobility option. Now, Bean has it too, but like you said, Ehlinger's there. He already knows the offense. You don't have to teach him shit. He knows it.
Yeah.
So, you're taking the risk of losing Bean. Maybe you can put him on the practice squad. I don't know. But I think you're good with Richardson, Joe Flacco, and Ehlinger. I think that's solid.
Ehlinger also gave us a great clip from when they won that bowl game. And, he does we're back. And then Texas just was horrible the next year. They were Texas. They were Texas the next year. So
another name that they're pissed off about is the kicker. A lot of people were mad that the kicker Spencer Schrader was cut. I'm like, they weren't going to keep Schrader over Matt Gay. They're paying Matt Gay like $13 million guaranteed or some shit.
Money talks.
Like that's how one of the highest paid.
Alex just talked about how the NFL's a business. Come on.
Of course, they weren't going to keep. And what was it, Spencer Schrader over Matt Gay? No.
I mean, I wasn't a fan of giving Matt Gay all that money. Well, right. He doesn't.
I don't.
Did he? I don't think we should have paid him all that money, but that's just me. I'm just a fan, right? Like the office sees something else, whatever. Maybe that's what the market was going for kickers.
I think they were also a little sick and tired. They wanted a veteran. I think they really wanted an older guy in there compared to. We went through the Rodrigo experiment. I still love him. I really do. I hope the best for the kid. I hope he succeeds wherever he's at. Like if he hits a game-winning kick against the Colts, I would probably be like, all right, that sucks, but I'm really happy for him. But it didn't work.
I saw a picture one time. It had DK Metcalf and then it had Rodrigo Blankenship.
Yeah,
I said both of these guys play in the NFL. There was pictures because you get a scrawny kid who looks like he got beat up every day in high school, and then you got the guy who looks like he beat him up every day in high school.
Yeah. There was pictures when he got cut. He was like at a park in Indy just kicking. And I was like, that's why I like the kid. He's just a grinder. Like even though he missed a game winner, like he missed all this. He had a horrible year in 2022. I remember people were not giving him anything. I also remember I was defending him because I was like, well, we also just suck. And we shouldn't be just constantly leaving these to him. Like we were leaving a 54-yarder to beat the fucking Texans, the 2-14 Texans, to your kicker. Yeah. Maybe you just don't deserve to win. Maybe you just shouldn't win.
We talked about confidence for a quarterback. Do you think confidence is even more serious for a kicker?
Kickers are so volatile. So volatile.
They're like baseball players.
They're a little bit of doubt and they're off.
Little I don't want to say divas. I don't want to be that, whatever, but they're head cases, man. They're like musicians. Like they're just so into their whatever. They're so damn volatile. It's like, man,
you go from 0 to 0 with one kick. Mm-hmm. One kick. At least your team can get behind one interception. Right? Oh, it's just an interception, no big deal. We'll get it back. But you miss that game winner. Oh yeah, you're walking home. You're not on the team bus. You're walking home.
And a lot of football fans like make fun of kids who are kickers. Like they just say, "Oh, you're just a kicker." Like I will literally never do that because I'm like, I will love you when we don't need you and we do need you, and those people will only love you when they need you. Like they're only rooting for you when they need you because
we don't.
They're always in such important spots.
We don't want to use you.
Right. We
want extra points. We don't want field goals. The fuck. We don't want to use it. We don't want to use the punter. We don't want to use the kicker. We want touchdowns. We don't want to use you guys. We want to pay too much money to not use you.
Yeah, just stand over there and practice. Don't do the conditioning. Don't do anything. Just stand there and kick a few balls. Look busy.
Look like you're doing something.
Be pretty.
Just mop, when it's raining, just mop up the water. Just look like you're doing something.
Look busy. Yeah, justify your paycheck.
Or just get jacked like Vinny did. He just got jacked.
Yeah, you got all the free time. Just work out.
The other, I guess, the surprise name that they did release, and everyone's talking about it. I kind of understand it, kind of don't. Is Harrison was cut, the safety.
Yeah, we kind of needed to keep as much secondary help as we could.
I wonder if there was maybe an underlying thing they're not telling us, because that safety was definitely a position of need. I mean, we've got Rodney Thomas, we've got Blackman, we've got Nick Cross, but it's like beyond that.
Yeah.
It was.
I wonder if they're gonna try and move maybe a corner over, or I was a little confused by that too. I'm with you, Jeff. That didn't really sit well with me, and it didn't make sense. I mean, make that make sense, Alex. Maybe. Do you have an insight that I'm not thinking about?
Like right now, it's like, oh, we've cut Dallas Flowers.
There has to be like a character issue or something else there. Maybe there was an internal issue. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, we need the safety help. I mean, we could have done it in the draft. We could have done it in free agency. We could have done it in the draft. I'm better in the draft with it. Like,
I understand Indianapolis is not the destination place for free agents. They have state taxes. There's a lot of things that come into play for players. So even offering more money sometimes isn't the deciding factor. Like, I think he signed $8 million or something like that. Even if you offered him 10 or 11, he's probably going to make the same amount elsewhere because of state taxes. Yeah. Like, it's just, does he want to play in the hot weather? Does he want to play? Maybe he just didn't want to fucking play in Indianapolis.
A lot of players who come out of Indy only have positive things to say. So I know we're not.
The culture's always been great from every report that I've ever heard.
Yeah. Yeah. Like every like we're not the number one destination. Like obviously you want to come and play in Miami or play in Tampa or Jacksonville.
Yeah. Beautiful weather, beautiful city, a party city. I mean, these are young, let's face it, like these are young people. Right?
Just a bunch of
not Jacksonville. You don't hear that.
Shut up.
Yeah, we get it.
The city is they don't even have a baseball team. They got the Jacksonville trip, no major league team.
We get it. You like that.
We don't have a baseball team.
You like that.
At least we got an NBA team.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Indy does. Yeah.
Hey, we have Caitlin Clark, okay? Indianapolis has
That's
Caitlin
true.
Clark.
There you go. Who has? Yeah,
that's all you need.
Have the GOAT of anything. I don't think the GOAT.
I'm going to go on record and say right now, Caitlin Clark better win Rookie of the Year, or it's all rigged. All right, that's my Caitlin Clark rant.
Angel Reese sure does recover a lot of her own rebounds, though.
Right? Yeah. Is that how we're rigging this? Right? I'm going to recover my own rebound and.
I've already heard people talking about like a double-double just because of her. They're saying a double-double just isn't really that impressive because she'll get one, but she gets like 10 points, 10 rebounds.
Yeah, it's like you're
but she shot 25 times, has 10 points and rebounded the ball every time.
Yeah, I know
I don't really watch WNBA.
10 points, that's come on.
I don't really know.
When you're a full-time starter, 10 points you should be embarrassed about.
Well, I'm sure for any I watch basketball, so I know, but I know it's a different game, in the WNBA, but yeah. I just think it's funny when people like they're trying to like tear down a double-double, something that's been so like well known in basketball. Like if you have a double-double, that's a pretty good night. You get like a little stat, a stat post
Okay,
on Instagram.
but if you have
for
a
it.
double-double
And
and
it's
it's
just
like,
people are
okay,
like saying, nah, it just doesn't matter anymore.
okay, but it all matters to how many times you shoot to the points that you score. So if you have a double-double, you score
yeah.
12 points, but you shot the ball 26 times,
Yeah.
that's not a good percentage.
Yeah, that's not good. So yeah,
I had
exactly.
10 rebounds,
Technically,
and they
your
were all
stats
my
are good.
missed shots. That's not that.
It's like throwing 2 touchdowns. Oh, he threw 2 touchdowns and 315 yards. Yeah, but he threw 5 interceptions.
Like, it's,
That's a Brett Favre stat line.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, I feel like
Or
I've seen
Jameis
that in an
Winston.
Andrew Luck stat line, honestly, or Jameis, yeah.
Yeah.
Luck
Oh,
does
Jameis
get
was the
through
king
those
about
games.
it. He threw 400 yards. Yeah, and 7 interceptions.
I think I'm going to turn this basketball talk into a short and see how it does. Just see how people.
I was at the game.
In the WNBA.
I was at the game when he broke the single game passing record against the Colts in Tampa. He did it against us. He threw in that game. He also threw a pick 6, and we still lost that game. That was 2019. That was the Jacoby year.
There's one question that I want to end this on because we're almost at the hour mark, and I have my answer already in my head, and people are saying no, some are saying yes. Eli Manning, is he a Hall of Famer?
I don't think so. I think Eli Manning should be in
He's
the
not a
Hall of
first
Very
ballot.
Good, but I don't think Hall of Fame because he won 2 Super Bowls, but I always come back to when I'm talking about Hall of Fame players is did they define their era that they played in? And I don't think so. The reason why is because look at the other quarterbacks that he played with, right? Of course, he played in the same era as his brother, right? But there were so many other greats that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame more than him. In an era, you can't just put like, oh, there's 8 great quarterbacks. Let's put them all in. No, because now you're flooding it and you're really diminishing the value of that. So if you say, okay, Peyton's in that era, right?
Tom Brady 0-2, baby.
Yeah, I mean, and Brady, no brainer, right? Tom Brady's a no brainer.
Yeah.
So Brady's going to be in there. What's that?
That's how we want to get Eli, baby.
Oh yeah, to Eli. Yeah. If Eli gets in, I mean, you gotta make that poster if you're in the stands, right? If the ceremony, I mean. But I think Eli Manning was very good, and he should be in the Hall of Very Good, but not the Hall of Fame.
I don't think he should be a first ballot by far. I mean, no. I think he should get in eventually. You got to think I think it's supposed to tell the story of football. Like that's what baseball says. I think the Hall of Fame should be telling the story. You can't tell the story of football, especially I think that's the greatest era of football. The pretty much like Peyton, starting with Peyton and ending with, like Mahomes and Brady in 2018. I think that was kind of where things maybe tapered off a little bit. But that era of football, you cannot talk about football without talking about Eli beating Brady twice. Because Brady would have had 9 Super Bowls at that point.
If you look at the numbers,
Eli Manning is very consistent though.
If you look at his numbers, he is 10th in passing yards and touchdowns, and he has 2 Super Bowl victories over arguably the GOAT.
He was just.
I don't know if he's a first ballot, but he's a Hall of Famer.
If he's playing in the 90s, he's probably. I mean, he's up there. He's definitely like up there. He's not Joe Montana, of course. Like come on, but he's definitely up there. And he was at the helm of that team for from 04 to like 16.
He had the longest active starting streak. He had
he's not a first ballot.
To his
because not everyone is a first ballot.
He's not a first.
But he also did
first ballot is reserved for guys like a Brady and a Peyton.
Yeah.
Like those are obvious first ballots.
I think he's first ballot.
I think he's right there with Eli.
I think because he played for the Steelers, then he probably will be.
Steelers have a lot of.
They had more consistency winning.
They do.
So I'll say that Ben Roethlisberger, they'll probably put him as a first ballot, and I don't think he should be either.
He'll go in the Steelers wing at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Maybe I think if he doesn't get in the first time, they might get a little like gun shy for the second vote, and he might get in like the third year.
Mm.
Or if he doesn't get in, there's an uproar and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" All the Steelers fans are, crazy, and they just feel pressured to put him in second ballot.
I'll say that about Reggie
Yeah.
Wayne. Like if he doesn't get in this next year, I'm gonna riot.
He has.
How do you not put him in?
A Hall of Fame.
Okay, Reggie Wayne, Devin Hester. I'm putting Reggie Wayne in every time. I don't understand that.
Right.
Like, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Now Devin Hester was a great returner. Yeah, I get it. But Reggie Wayne defined the wide receiver position of his era.
He was. But it's like, if you think about the impact on the game, he had, maybe 6-7 times to impact a game, and he did it a few times a season. Like, he didn't really impact that much. He wasn't that great of a receiver. He was a
was he deadly earlier on in his career? 100%.
Yeah. But
like, you feared for your life whenever he caught the ball and started.
Did he impact games like Reggie Wayne did? Did he put up numbers like Reggie Wayne did? I don't understand.
Aside from the 06 Super Bowl that we all want to forget about.
You mean the 09?
That had me.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. I forgot he returned a kick in that one. Jesus Christ.
That had my butt tight.
Yeah, you're right.
The opening kickoff of that Super Bowl, yeah.
The only good thing for the Bears since 1985 was that kickoff. That's the only good thing they've ever had.
They won, and I don't care about that.
They needed that momentum in that Super Bowl, because without that, I mean, nobody had them projected to become anywhere close to winning that game. So they needed that momentum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they still couldn't ride it. Right, Rex Grossman just couldn't push him.
Sexy Rexy.
Wasn't Rex Grossman like the worst quarterback? He had these moments.
He let him do a modern era Super Bowl.
Like 110, 120 quarterback rating. Then he'd have a game at like 7.
Okay, I take that back. He didn't lead them to the Super Bowl. That elite Bears defense led them to that Super Bowl. Yeah. Just like Peyton's last Super Bowl. That Broncos elite defense got them there.
Yeah.
I did a video on the final Brady Manning matchup, that AFC title game, and just watching Peyton, even compared to when he played Luck at Lucas Oil Stadium, looking at how he moves, looking at like his mechanics, looking at how the ball comes out of his hand, he is a shell, an absolute shell. And even like as in 2015, I was 13, so I couldn't really appreciate it at the time. I was like, okay, it's Peyton Manning. Like he's just Peyton. Like that's what he is. But like watching it now, I'm like, oh my God, this guy was a fucking dinosaur. And he still somehow managed to beat Tom Brady, who was, again, still somehow playing at an elite level at that point. Peyton didn't turn the ball over. That was like that's all he had to do. Just don't turn the fucking ball over. He did his job.
Mm-hmm. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it there. Next week, it's kind of a limbo week. We're about 2 weeks out from the Texans season opener, so probably going to talk a lot of fantasy in the next episode. So Justin will have some stuff ready for you folks.
I've got a lot of good stuff in the pipeline coming. So make sure you're subscribed and get that notifications, because you're going to want to see my steals for the top 5 rounds in your draft. You're going to want these to help you win your league.
And if you want any fantasy advice, who do I pick up? What do I do here? Drop it in the comments. Ask. We're trying to do a lot more fantasy stuff on the show, so make sure you
DM
comment.
me on Twitter if you want. I'm more than willing to answer any questions you got.
Same. So yeah, we're almost to the hour mark. So if you made it this far, thank you. Make sure you jam on the like, subscribe, share, and again, talk to us. You agree, disagree with stuff we said on here? You're mad because we talked some trash about the WNBA? Let us know, man.
Yeah, we want the interaction
for sure. But yeah. Make sure you head over to Categorically Intolerant, do the same. Head over to AFC South Show. We got Third and Teal, that real Texas team, and Titans Takeaways. Make sure you like, share, subscribe those as well. We appreciate the support, and we will see you next week. So be good people, and go Colts.
Go Colts.
Go Colts.
Oh, I should have played the video. Bleed blue for the shoe. Maybe
we got a new video out. Go check it out.
This is our Colts, baby.
This is our Colts.